I'm just honored that not one of my gifts are lying dormant. Every gift that I have, I use.
You know, Tawana, I really appreciate God for you.
Absolutely.
I mean, you are really an inspiration. And looking back now, you know, when all the things were happening and, you know, before you encountered Christ,
Yes.
what was in your mind about God? I mean, how did you think, Lord, why did you do this to me?
Yes.
You felt like that?
Yes.
And right now, looking back, what do you think about God?
I think, how crazy was I to ever think that that God wasn't real? You know, because all of my life I grew up thinking, even though I saw Grandma Rogers praying and going to church and making me go to church at times, I just thought that, you know, God doesn't love me. Because if he did, he wouldn't have allowed me to be born this way. To go through so much, to be mistreated growing up, being picked on, laughed at, you know, never went to the prom, you know, as a young child, didn't go to my prom, didn't have boyfriends growing up. You know, if I did, it was in secret. You know, they couldn't tell anybody. I couldn't tell anybody, and neither could they. You know, what kind of love is that? But I thank God for my husband, Toby. I'm telling you, he loves me so unconditionally. I just thank God for him.
Amen.
I thank God for you, Toby.
It's all good.
He loves me unconditionally.
That's, you know, that's what God does.
Yes.
That God gives you the best.
Yes.
And you are the best for people watching this evening.
Yes.
I know there are people that are encouraged by your testimony. I know you are blessing many people out there.
Yes.
You don't have to cry.
Yes.
Because you're really a blessing to
These
this
are tears of
generation.
joy.
Amen.
They really are. They're tears of joy.
Amen.
And I'm just crying because I just think about all of the men that I went through before God blessed me with Toby. You know, as an adult, as a young adult, seeking a man, you know, finding different men who treated me like crap, you know. And then when I wasn't looking for a man, God blessed me with my Toby. And I'm so grateful. Toby and I were childhood friends. And I share that in my book, Unarmed but Dangerous. My chapter 5 is all about my gentle giant, Toby.
Amen.
He's such an awesome, awesome man. You know, and we're getting ready to start doing some things together on the stage, and we're going to write a book together. And I'm just excited about life. And these are tears of joy. I'm happy today. I'm grateful on today. I'm thankful on today for everything that I'm thankful for the position that I'm in.
Amen.
Because the average person wouldn't have come through what I came through. So I'm grateful for my position. I'm grateful for my life. You know what, May? I'm even grateful for the struggle, the drug addiction, the being raped, the gang rape. You know, all of those things have brought me to where I am right now. Had I not gone through those things, I probably wouldn't be the powerful speaker and woman that I am on today, had I not gone through. One of the things that I found, no test, no testimony.
That's good.
So here I am today, and I want you to know, and I want the people to know that I'm available for speaking engagements. And I'm just excited. I'm excited.
Amen. Viewers, like I promised you, we have a lot this evening. If you haven't called any friends, you're definitely not doing that friend right. So call your friends, call your family members. They will have to watch this testimony. It's really outstanding. But now we're going to go over to Mr. Forrest Davis Jr., who's going to bring us, who's going to usher in the presence of God the more with a song of praise and worship. What do you have for us this evening, Mr. Davis? Amen, amen, amen. Let's hang in there and stay blessed as Mr. Davis ushers us in.
Thank you.
Amen, amen, amen. Mr. Davis, you are always a blessing. I thank you for everything you're always doing on this show, and I pray the Lord will continue to use you mightily, use Mr. Hawkins mightily, and I hope to see you soon again back on Manna Express Show. Thank you. Back to Miss Tawana Williams. Viewers, we're talking to Miss Tawana and Toby Williams all the way from North Carolina. They'll be sharing their outstanding testimony, and let's just ride on. So, Mr. Toby, welcome to Manna Express Show. What attracted you to Tawana?
Well, you know, most people look at a person from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
I look at a person from the inside for what they have from inside them. Because the outside person, you would never get to that place where you can really truly love a person. You love what you see, not what you feel, and what they really have on the inside of them. Mm-hmm. So you got to learn how to love a person from the inside instead of from the outside.
Amen, amen, amen. And in the process of loving from the inside to the outside, when did you make up your mind, I want her to be the bone of my bones and the flesh of my flesh?
Well, it was back when I came back from Saudi Arabia, and we sat down and talked, and I told Tawana, I said, once you come off drugs, I will marry you. That very night that we sat down and we talked, and the next day she said, well, I'm clean. I said, well, we'll get married. And she asked me when. I said, we're going to get married December the 25th, Christmas Day. And that was the day we decided to get married. On that day, what was so amazing was when it was time for us to get married, people was on the outside knocking, trying to get in. Because I'm a timely person, I locked the door. I flipped the switch and turned the music on, and she came down the stairs, and we got married that day.
In our apartment.
Wow. And how long ago was this?
This was 1991.
My goodness, you're such a blessing.
She's such a blessing.
Both of you are blessings, actually.
Yes, yes.
And in marrying her, what have you learned from her? Because she's just the eighth wonder.
Well, what's so important and really amazing about Tawana is how she's able to do things that we think that we can do, and we think about doing them, and we always talk ourselves out of certain things to want to step up to the plate and get the job done. She don't stand around and watch things happen. She makes things happen.
When you say she gets up to the plate and gets the job done, can you share some examples?
I mean, you know, I'm sitting in there and I'm saying, Tawana, we need this done. And I come back to the room and she already typed up everything that we need to get done.
How does she type?
The job is done.
How do you type?
With my feet.
Oh my
I type
goodness.
about 35, 40 words a minute with my feet.
How did you learn to use your feet?
Well, actually, that goes back to when I was first born. My mom realized that my feet were going to be used as my hands.